Molly fish info and care. Nature has always fascinated mankind, and that is why we have always kept pets. While land animals and plants are relatively easy to keep, fish initially proved to be a huge challenge, as keeping them alive for an extended period of time used to be next to impossible. Then a few hardy fish changed the game, and one of them was the molly fish. It is another one of those cornerstone fish without which the aquarium hobby would have been very different, a lot more exclusive. Even today, the molly fish makes for a great choice among hobbyists, and here is everything there is to know about them. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will be looking at the molly fish. But before I continue, do me a favor and smash that like button, as it lets me know that you're enjoying videos like this. Molly fish natural habitat. Molly fish are naturally found in parts of the United States of America and South America. They are generally found in freshwater environments, but they often make forays into brackish waters as well. They can even survive in pure seawater for a few hours. Usually, they are found in slow-moving streams and rivers. Due to their presence in brackish water, many people assume that they need some salt in their aquariums. This is not true. They can adapt to water with some salt in it, but they don't have any qualms about living in fresh water. So they make great options both for freshwater tanks as well as a brackish tank. Just make sure to acclimatize them gradually if you are switching from one to the other. Ideal tank setup. Mollies stay relatively small and will thus do well in tanks as small as 10 gallons. However, like any fish, the tank size depends upon the number of fish you have. The general rule of thumb is to have 10 gallons for every 4 mollies. The exception would be sailfin mollies, which would need about 30 gallons for 3 to 4 fish. As for the tank setup, mollies don't really have any strict preferences. Since their natural habitat has plenty of variety and almost all the mollies in the aquarium trade are captive bred, they will adapt to almost any type of setup. The setup that will feel instantly at home is one with a lot of natural or artificial vegetation, with plenty of hiding spots. The substrate will come down to personal preference, as these fish tend to inhabit the middle and upper portions of the tank. Standard lighting and filtration systems are good enough. Water parameters. Mollies are highly adaptable when it comes to water parameters as well. As long as they are presented with a stable environment, they will feel at home in a lot of different conditions. Ideally, the water should be on the warmer side, with the temperature ranging from 72 degrees Fahrenheit to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, or 22 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius. pH should be as close to neutral as possible, and the water should be hard with a hardness of between 20 and 30 kH. The tank should be properly cycled as well. As alluded to before, you don't need to add any salt. Diet. Mollies gravitate more towards a diet rich in plant matter. They will occasionally go after algae as well. Blanched lettuce, spinach, and zucchini are perfect options for these fish, and they generally do not shy away from anything that's offered to them. If you don't want to go through the ordeal of preparing food for these fish, then you can opt for high-quality flake or pellet that is high in plant matter. This needs to be supplemented with the occasional live food as well. Behavior and tank mates. The molly fish has undergone decades of selective breeding, because of which they can come in all shapes and colors. The most common shape is a flattened body with a head shaped like a triangle. They have a pretty streamlined appearance. Varieties include various colors such as black, white, yellow, orange, etc., and various shapes including those with highly elaborate fins. The males tend to be smaller than the females. They are generally very peaceful. They are highly social fish and need to be in groups of at least 4, but a higher number is advisable. The males will occasionally pester the females, but this usually doesn't amount to much. Just make sure that there are more females than males, and you should not face any problems. Great tank mates for the molly fish include peaceful danios, rosy barbs, platies, small loaches, plecos, harlequin rasbora, cherry barb, peaceful tetras, swordtails. It is advisable to avoid fish with long, flowy fins, as mollies can occasionally nip at them. However, as long as there is enough space, that is a rare occurrence. Breeding. Mollies are what you could call prolific breeders. They need very little encouragement to breed. They are live bearers that give birth directly to the young. Simply keeping a group of males and females will result in baby mollies. However, if you want the best results, prepare a separate breeding tank. Maintain the water temperature at about 78 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. Choose the largest male and female that isn't already pregnant. Pregnant females are easily distinguishable by their gravid spot and ballooned-up bellies. Place the pair in the breeding tank. They will mate, and the female will become gravid. Return the male to the main tank. The female will be ready to give birth in about 4 to 6 weeks. At this point, place the female inside a breeding box. This is important as the female lacks any maternal instincts and will go after the young as soon as they are born. Once all the babies are born, remove the female and feed the fry commercially available fry food until they are big enough to go into the main tank. Diseases. Mollies can get sick on rare occasions. One ailment unique to them is the molly disease. When they are afflicted by this disease, they tend to wiggle in one place without being able to swim properly. This happens when there is ammonia in the water or when the water parameters fluctuate drastically. Getting the parameters under control is the only remedy, and most mollies survive as long as prompt action is taken. Some mollies can suffer from constipation, and hence it is very important not to overfeed these fish, especially if you have one of the fancy varieties such as the balloon molly. Apart from that, they can get itches, bacterial infections, and parasites. All of these can be easily treated with over-the-counter aquarium medication. To sum it up, mollies are a great beginner fish with a lot of interesting attributes. They are great as educational pets, and their cute mannerisms, attractive looks, and easygoing nature make them ideal for most types of community aquariums. If you are looking for a hassle-free fish, then look no further. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.